the title of the world's wackiest racer. Cars are approaching the starting line. First is the Turbo Terrific, driven by Peter Perfect. Next, Rufus Roughtun and Sawtooth in the Buzz Wagon. Maneuvering for position is the Army Surplus Special. Right behind is the Ant Hill Mob in their bulletproof bomb. And there's Ingenious Inventor, attending in his converter car. Oh, and here's the lovely Penelope Pitstop, the glamour gal of the gas pedal. Next, we have the Bouldermobile with the Slag Brothers, Rock and Gravel. Marching along is the Crazy Coupe with the Gruesome Twosome, and right on their tail is the Red Max. And there's the Arkansas Chugabug with Luke and Blubber Bear. Sneaking along last is that mean machine with those double-dealing do-batters, Dick Dastardly and his sidekick, Mutley. And even now, they're up to some dirty trick, and they're off to a standing start. And why not? They've been chained to a post by Shifty Dick Dastardly, who shifts it to the wrong gear. And away they go on the way out wacky races.
Welcome to Josh Anderson Art. Doing my daily drawing today. Doing Mutley from Wacky Races. This is another like 60s cartoon that was rerun in the 80s when I was a kid. It's funny because there were so many of these like space races and yogis, blah, blah, blah. There's lots of different yogi ones. So they all kind of blur together in my head. And I actually was looking through the characters on this show, and like I really only remember really Mutley. He's kind of the only one I really remember, especially his laugh, because he just had that wheezy little. And then kind of that his owner, what was his name? Was he Dick Dastardly? I forgot. But he's a super simple character. So we're just going to rough him out in pencil real quick and ink this guy. He was voiced by Don Messick, who also was Scooby-Doo's voice. Actually, he did lots of voices. Like so many of these voice actors, you don't realize how many characters they did. They're very talented and they can do lots of different voices. I got kind of on a kick of looking up on YouTube, Peter Cullen, who was most famously Optimus Prime's voice of the 80s cartoon Transformers. And probably my all-time favorite voice actor. And I learned a bunch of stuff. Like he actually did Eeyore's voice for a while too. Just kind of crazy. Did not know that. And he did a lot of villains too, the little short appearances and stuff in cartoons that you never would have known. He also did I think Tracy's voice in the Filmation Ghostbusters. I might be wrong about that. He did. It's pretty obvious he did the voice. It's like the narration at the beginning of the Voltron intro. You can tell it was Peter Cullen too. Why am I talking about Peter Cullen when I'm drawing Mutley? Should be talking about Don Messick's many voices. Except I don't know off the top of my head, so that's fine.
And now, here they are, the most daredevil group of taxi drivers to ever whirl their wheels in the wacky races, competing for the title of the world's wackiest racer. Cars are approaching the starting line. First is the Turbo Terrific, driven by Peter Perfect. Next, Rufus Roughtun.
Yeah.
Could I have a quick image that's just like a sermon series scan image that says, due to sensitive material, this sermon will not be available for rebroadcast?
Yeah. Do you
an
want
email.
to? Can you email me that verbiage?
Yeah, thank you. I just am trying to get it off the website without making it look ugly. You know?
Yep.
Thanks.
All right. Bye. Sorry about that. Work calls, duty calls.
Special, right behind is the Anthill Mob in their bulletproof bomb. And there's ingenious inventor, patent pending in his converter car. Oh, and here's the lovely Penelope Pitstop, the glamour gal of the gas pedal. Next, we have the Bouldermobile with the Slag Brothers, Rock and Gravel. Marching along is the 3D Coupe with the Gruesome Twosome, and right on their tail is the Red Max. And there's the Arkansas Chugabug with Luke and Blubber Bear. Sneaking along last is that mean machine with those double-dealing do-batters, Dick Dastardly and his sidekick, Mutley.
Yeah, Dick
Needed out for
Dastardly.
some dirty trick, and they're off to a standing start. And why not? They've been chained to a post by Shifty Dick Dastardly, who shifts into the wrong gear. And away they go on the way out wacky races. And now here they are, the most daredevil group of daffy drivers who ever whirl their wheels in the wacky races, competing for the title of the world's wackiest racer. Cars are approaching the starting line. First is the Turbo Terrific, driven by Peter Perfect. Next, Rufus Roughtun and Sawtooth in the Buzzwagon. Maneuvering for position is the Army Surplus Special. Right behind is the Anthill Mob in their bulletproof bomb. And there's ingenious inventor, Pat Pending in his converter car. Oh, and here's
Pat
the
Pending.
lovely
I never got that as a
the
kid.
glamour gal of the gas pedal. Next, we have the Bouldermobile with the Slag Brothers, Rock and Gravel. Marching along is the 3D Coupe with the Gruesome Twosome, and right on their tail is the Red Max. And there's the
Actually, thinking about it now, it's kind of funny because you don't usually, unless you're like me and you like to reminisce, like you don't usually watch your old cartoons from childhood, at least not a lot. And it would be really interesting to go back and watch them now and like catch all the kind of adult jokes that are thrown in there. Not, I don't mean like sexual innuendos or stupid things like that, but just jokes that only adults would understand. So I'm sure there's tons in there. Like, you know, I could have never understood what this guy's name is, Pat Pending, and I would have not understood it because he's an inventor. That's patent pending. uh, there's probably tons of that kind of stuff just thrown in for the animators and stuff for their own just laughs and stuff. There's Mutley. He's super easy to draw because he's just not a lot to it.
Arkansas Chugabug with Luke and Blubber Bear. Sneaking along last is that mean machine with those double-dealing do-batters, Dick Dastardly and his sidekick, Mutley. And even now they're up to some dirty trick, and they're off to a standing start. And why not? They've been chained to a post by Shifty Dick Dastardly, who shifts into the wrong gear. And away they go on the way out wacky races. And now here they are, the most daredevil group of daffy drivers to ever whirl their wheels in the wacky races, competing for the title of the world's wackiest racer. Cars are approaching the starting line. First is the Turbo Terrific, driven by Peter Perfect. Next, Rufus Roughtun and Sawtooth in the Buzzwagon. Maneuvering for position is the Army Surplus Special. Right behind is the Anthill Mob in their bulletproof bomb. And there's ingenious inventor, Pat Pending in his converter car. Oh, and here's the lovely Penelope Pitstop, the glamour gal of the gas pedal. Next, we have the Bouldermobile with the Slag Brothers, Rock and Gravel. Marching along is the 3D Coupe with the Gruesome Twosome, and right on their tail is the Red Max. And there's the Arkansas Chugabug with Luke and Blubber Bear. Sneaking along last is that mean machine with those double-dealing do-batters, Dick Dastardly and his sidekick, Mutley. And even now they're up to some dirty trick, and they're off to a standing start. And why not? They've been chained to a post by Shifty Dick Dastardly, who shifts into the wrong gear. And away they go on the way out wacky races. And now here they are, the most daredevil group of daffy drivers to ever whirl their wheels in the wacky races, competing competing for the title of the world's wackiest racer. Cars are approaching the starting line. First is the Turbo Terrific, driven by Peter Perfect. Next, Rufus Rough Cut and Sawtooth in the Buzzwagon. Maneuvering for position is the Army Surplus Special. Right behind is the Anthill Mob in their bulletproof bomb. And there's Ingenious Inventor, patent pending in his converter car. Oh, and here's the lovely Penelope Pitstop, the glamour gal of the gas pedal. Next, we have the Bouldermobile with the Slide Brothers, Rock and Gravel. Marching along is the Trinity Coupe with the Gruesome Twosome, and right on their tail is the Red Max. And there's the Arkansas Chugabug with Luke and Blubber Bear. Sneaking along last is that mean machine with those double-dealing do-batters, Dick Dastardly and his sidekick, Mutley. And even now, they're up to some dirty trick, and they're off to a standing start. And why not? They've been chained to a post by Shifty Dick Dastardly, who shifts into the wrong gear. And away they go on the way out wacky races. And now here they are, the most daredevil group of daffy drivers to ever whirl their wheels in the wacky races, competing for the title of the world's wackiest racers. Cars are approaching the starting line. First is the Turbo Terrific, driven by Peter Perfect. Next, Rufus Rough Cut and Sawtooth in the Buzzwagon. Maneuvering for position is the Army Surplus Special. Right behind is the Anthill Mob in their bulletproof bomb. And there's Ingenious Inventor, patent pending in his converter car. Oh, and here's the lovely Penelope Pitstop, the glamour gal of the gas pedal. Next, we have the Bouldermobile with the Slide Brothers, Rock and Gravel. Marching along is the Trinity Coupe with the Gruesome Twosome, and right on their tail is the Red Max. And there's the Arkansas Chugabug with Luke and Blubber Bear. Sneaking along last is that mean machine with those double-dealing do-batters, Dick Dastardly and his sidekick, Mutley. And even now, they're up to some dirty trick, and they're off to a standing start. And why not? They've been chained to a post by Shifty Dick Dastardly, who shifts into the wrong gear. And away they go on the way out wacky races.
Mutley has 2 T's.
And now here they are, the most daredevil group of daffy drivers to ever whirl their wheels in the wacky races, competing for the title of the world's wackiest racers. Cars are approaching the starting line. First is the Turbo Terrific, driven by Peter Perfect. Next, Rufus Rough Cut and Sawtooth in the Buzzwagon. Maneuvering for position is the Army Surplus Special. Right behind is the Anthill Mob in their bulletproof bomb. And there's Ingenious Inventor, patent pending in his converter car. Oh, and here's the lovely Penelope Pitstop, the glamour gal of the gas pedal. Next, we have the Bouldermobile with the Slide Brothers, Rock and Gravel. Marching along is the Trinity Coupe with the Gruesome Twosome, and right on their tail is the Red Max. And there's the Arkansas Chugabug with Luke and Blubber Bear. Sneaking along last is that mean machine with those double-dealing do-batters, Dick Dastardly and his sidekick, Mutley. And even now, they're up to some dirty trick, and they're off to a standing start. And why not? They've been chained to a post by Shifty Dick Dastardly, who shifts into the wrong gear. And away they go on the way out wacky races. And now here they are, the most daredevil group of daffy drivers to ever whirl their wheels in the wacky races, competing for the title of the world's wackiest racers.
I always thought it would be really cool to be a voice actor. But it's like one of those things where it's like, do you, like sometimes in your private time, that sounds really weird, but like when you're talking to yourself, I won't say you, me. I sometimes think that like, oh, I wonder if I could be a voice actor. Like that sounded kind of good, but I don't like. I think what freaks me out though is being that person who thinks you're good at something and you're not at all, and have people like kind of look at you like, "Oh, you weirdo! You really think you're good at this? Like, and you're not at all." So I don't know how people break into voice acting. Like, do people tell them all the time that they're good at voices? Or do they kind of think they're good themselves and then try to go for it? And stuff. Like I watched this, I stumbled on this channel, this YouTube channel, this guy called Animat. and he's actually like he's a little weird. Like he does a lot of stuff like that. Like, you know, he'll do stuff just like he doesn't care what anybody thinks. He just does his thing, which is cool. I always appreciate that. And he's actually like sometimes really he does voices really good. And like I almost think like he could be a voice actor if he wanted to. Like, and he can sing a little bit, I think. But he's kind of weird a little bit. Like he needs a little bit of coaching, I think. Like one thing is I can't remember now. It's been months since I watched him, but like he switches tenses a lot, and like he uses some kind of weird words. It's almost like, you know, if his video was like a blog or like written or something, it would need to be edited. His channel is actually very informative, and he puts a lot of time into it. And he's got tons of videos. He's got hundreds of videos. He does reviews of lots of different animated things. Sometimes he even paints. He's not too horrible at that. But he's a really entertaining guy. Like I would think that he could probably get a job with some coaching and stuff. I think it's Animat Reviews is his channel. Just Animat. He does like an animation look back. That's the funny part to me because I'm a graphic designer. Like his logo for his animation look back is like you can kind of tell he drew it in paint, I think. But he is very informative, and like I think I learned a lot about animation and cartoons and stuff, the history and whatever from him. There's so many YouTube channels out there. Like I really think you could just forsake TV altogether and just look at stuff on YouTube. It's a little harder to find, like, you know, you're not going to find like a whole season of Cheers or something like on YouTube, probably. To pay for it or something. That might be why people would rather do Netflix and Hulu and stuff. But like for the sake of entertainment, like there's so much on YouTube. I'm sure you know if you found my channel, like if you're that present on YouTube to have found me. Lately I've been watching this guy's channel. It's funny because like one channel will catch my interest for a while, and then they'll maybe sometimes mention like somebody else's channel, and I'll go check it out, and then I'll be like, oh, this is really interesting, and watch theirs for a while. Like I was watching like this channel of weird stuff found on the internet, or disturbing things found on the internet. It wasn't too bad, so don't think that it was weird, but they mentioned this channel called Anxiety War, and like I went and checked his channel out, and like he was this kid that like caught predators by going online and pretending to be like a young girl or something, and then like luring them and catching them. And he actually like helped put away like I think 7 different like child predators, which is so cool. Like he's kind of like a vigilante Superman, but his channel got shut down because of the content. But then he came back and started a new channel of just doing his crazy things. And he's a cool guy. He's really interesting. He's pretty weird. A lot of people can't handle his weirdness. But he goes dumpster diving and he eats dog food and stuff. He does his own thing. That's what I appreciate about it. Like he doesn't care what people think. He just does what he wants to do. All right, so he's all inked. Gotta let his color or his ink dry a little bit before we try to erase the pencil line, because a kneaded eraser is going to pick up ink, and then sometimes it'll drop it at other parts of the page and just really mess up your piece of art. Now's a good time to try to find some colors. Mutley's just kind of a tan color. And all I have are for right now here in the now is like some cheap set of Crayola color pencils. Actually, like I mentioned in yesterday's video, it's kind of surprising how many color combinations you can get with a cheap set of color pencils. Really, that one's probably it right there. That one. I'll just say good on that and a red color. That's all. Just 2 colors for old Mutley.
I feel perfect. Rufus, Roughtun, and Sawtooth in the buzz wagon. Maneuvering for position is the Army Surplus Special. Right behind is the Ant Hill Mob in their bulletproof bomb. And there's ingenious inventor, patent pending in his converter car. Oh, and here's the lovely Penelope Pitstop, the glamour gal of the gas pedal. Next, we have the Bouldermobile with the Slag Brothers, Rock and Gravel. Marching along is the 3D Coupe with the Gruesome Twosome, and right on their tail is the Red Max. And there's the Arkansas Chuggabuck with Luke and Blubber Bear. Sneaking along last is that mean machine with those double-dealing do-batters, Dick Dastardly and his sidekick, Mutley. And even now, they're up to some dirty trick, and they're off to a standing start. And why not? They've been changed to a post by Shifty Dick Dastardly, who shifts it to the wrong gear.
Shifty
Dick. Away they go on the way out wacky races. And now here they are, the most daredevil group of taxi drivers who ever whirl their wheels in the wacky races, competing for the title of the world's wackiest racer. Cars are approaching the starting line.
Okay, I'm gonna go scan him and do drop. Stay tuned.
Rufus, Roughtun, and Sawtooth in the buzz wagon. Maneuvering for position is the Army Surplus Special. Right behind is the Ant Hill Mob in their bulletproof bomb. And there's ingenious inventor, patent pending in his converter car. Oh, and here's the lovely Penelope Pitstop, the glamour gal of the gas pedal. Next, we have the Bouldermobile with the Slag Brothers, Rock and Gravel. Lurching along is the 3D Coupe with the Gruesome Twosome, and right on their tail is the Red Max. And there's the Arkansas Chuggabuck with Luke and Blubber Bear. Sneaking along last is that mean machine with those double-dealing do-batters, Dick Dastardly and his sidekick, Mutley. And even now, they're up to some dirty trick, and they're off to a standing start. And why not? They've been changed to a post by Shifty Dick Dastardly. Oh, shit.
I wonder how many times someone's tuned into my live stream when I went to go scan and you didn't see anything here until you just took off. I don't know. I wish you could like pause a live stream. You could stop it and you could start a new one. You can't just pause it. And like obviously, if you've been listening to today's stream, you heard I got buzzed on my office phone, and that kind of, you never know when someone's gonna buzz you like that, and so like I got this, and like you can't edit it, live. I would have liked to just been able to pause the stream for a second, maybe with a screen that said like technical difficulties, please stay tuned or something. It's almost not brown enough. How brown is Mutley? Or how yellow is he? Or how green is he? Gosh. So it's hard with these kind of things. Like if you just Google him, he is like all different kinds of brown or greenish brown or yellow. So I just have to kind of choose, I guess. Oh shoot, and a lot of times he has like a little hat on. Dang. Well, where I found him in the cartoon, he does not have that hat on. Oh, see, there was a later one. See, Dastardly and Mutley. There was a later series that he was in. He wore that hat. That's okay. Because I'm pretty sure what I'm drawing. Oh, crap. Oh. I'm pretty sure what I'm drawing right now is what I used to see as a kid. about time to go get some lunch, so I gotta hurry up here. A lot of times coloring with color pencil is what takes the longest in these daily live cartoon drawings I've been doing. Like, color pencil is very like specific. Every stroke is just like right where you put it, kind of thing. Like, and so you have to cover every square and every square teeny little area. Whereas marker is a lot more, just kind of fills in very quickly, at least in comparison. When you're doing real paper and pencil drawings like this, it can take longer. With digital, which I still think is kind of cheating, like you can just drag and drop color in there and boom, it's colored. It's kind of nice. It's very quick. But again, you're just kind of missing something about the experience of drawing and coloring or painting and stuff. Takes out the human element. Just let the computer do it. Yeesh. Sorry if that's really loud. Don't know how to mute the pencil sharpener.
Into the wrong gear, and away they go on the way out wacky races. And now here they are, the most daredevil group of daffy drivers to ever whirl their wheels in the wacky races, competing for the title of the world's wackiest racers. Cars are approaching the starting line. First is the Turbo Terrific, driven by Deer Perfect. Next, Rufus Roughtun and Sawtooth in the buzz wagon. Maneuvering for position is the Army Surplus Special. Right behind is the Ant Hill Mob in their bulletproof bomb. And there's ingenious inventor, Pat Pending in his converter car.
Pat Pending in his converter car.
The glamour gal of the gas pedal. Next, we have the Bouldermobile with the Slide Brothers, Rock and Gravel. Marching along is the creepy coupe for the Gruesome Twosome, and right on their tail is the Red Max. And there's the Arkansas Chugabug with Luke and Blubber Bear. Sneaking along last is that mean machine with those double-stealing do-batters, Dick Dastardly and his sidekick, Mutley. And even now they're up to some dirty trick, and they're off to a standing start. And why not? They've been chained to a post by Shifty Dick Dastardly, who shifts into the wrong gear. And away they go on the way out wacky races. And now here they are, the most daredevil group of daffy drivers to ever whirl their wheels in the wacky races, competing for the title of the world's wackiest racers. Cars are approaching the starting line. First is the Turbo Terrific, driven by Deer Perfect. Next, Rufus Roughtun and Sawtooth in the buzz wagon. Maneuvering for position is the Army Surplus Special. Right behind is the Ant Hill Mob in their bulletproof bomb. And there's ingenious inventor, Pat Pending in his converter car. Oh, and here's the lovely Penelope Goodstuff, the glamour gal of the gas pedal. Next, we have the Bouldermobile with the Slide Brothers, Rock and Gravel. Marching along is the creepy coupe for the Gruesome Twosome, and right on their tail is the Red Max. And there's the Arkansas Chugabug with Luke and Blubber Bear. Sneaking along last is that mean machine with those double-dealing do-batters, Dick Dastardly and his sidekick, Mutley. And even now they're up to some dirty trick.
All right, I gotta go to lunch. Thanks for watching. See you guys all next time.